Hey, let's start the freaking show, huh? Hello, welcome. Stream started and also warming up. I need to do the quality assurance procedure live. That's how the stream goes. Multi-streamed. D-Live, Kick, YouTube, Twitch, Trovo. Be right back with you in a few moments, even sooner. All I have to do is pop out the chat on the live. And YouTube. And make sure that I can see myself on Twitch. Check. I'm here on Trovo. I can see myself. That's real great. Looking good. Looking good, mate. I'll also update manually each stream description. Just change the number. Day 9. Learning game dev in the Godot game engine. Almost there. And now I can pop out the chat from the live. That's nice. When I look at my channel on the live, until it's live, I can't pop. There's no pop out the chat option. And in the dashboard, activity feed shows pop out chat, but actually pops out the activity feed. Someone's slacking over there for quite some time, I think. I'm really amazed how many higher tier, mid-tier projects, services completely ignore quality assurance and user experience. Not the user, but the actual service. Hey, user interface, also service. They're making the Web3 idea look bad because they're turning a Web3 idea into here, take this and take it as it is. It's everybody's. It's not our fault. It's everybody's. No one's to blame. There's no responsibility. That's Web3. No responsibility. Okay, enough with that. Let's come here to a little bit of overview what I'm supposed to do here now, and maybe just a short reference to previous stream. But hey, it's almost one and the same thing. because a little bit self-promotion. This is what you're seeing here. Come on, my top-level domain for the multi-site network at the Doga landing page. From there you can get to my blog site, articles, free digital art collectibles, then a localized version for Croatian audience, and the top contributors list. See if you'd like to, maybe you'd like to get onto this high score table. And for what's next is, well, I mentioned it right away. Day 9, learning Godot game engine game development using the Godot game engine. And in previous days I went through the best practices. Okay, so here it is. I went through getting started and came up to the manual. I've done the getting started section. Big part of introduction, step by step, get familiar with concepts, project files, how the project is structured, organized, the user interface, and also done both of these tutorials there, and an extra, almost the first thing is what I've done. There is a link here for the online web app learning course, GD script for scripting programming for the Godot game engine. Perfect. After those introductory chapters from here, I started in a couple days getting comfortable, finding my way around, solving few stops, like few breaks I came along going through tutorials. And I have some previous background, so I'm not just completely new to the programming. And like I said, following these tutorials, the manual documentation for 4.3 had no problems. I didn't try to speed run it, I just typed everything manually. And now, where I've stopped in previous stream is this thing. It is the Kids Can Code website that hosts also Godot learning resources, basics, 101, so on and so on. I'll also check these in detail, but I expect to be more or less similar to what's on the official website. And now I'm in the last sections of the game tutorials, which consists only of first 2D game tutorial. Here we have it. I'll open my previous project. Classic pixel art, pixel style shoot 'em up. And And also I've completed also the 2D tutorial, the dodge the creeps, all yesterday in day 8, part 1, 2 and 3. And in part 2 and 3 I actually went into this shoot 'em up tutorial. So if I press F6 for running the main scene, this is what we get. They shoot at me. My player death is not implemented. Enemy, some things are not right. I'll fix that. I'll find. So I don't go just speed run tutorial. I like actually figuring out why something doesn't work and fixing it. So if I hit F8 to close this and F6 again, so we can go into it. There you see they kind of nicely float in, then start shooting. They're supposed to also start coming in. So something doesn't work. And I'll see how can I fix that. That's what we're at. Finish this, fix before finishing, fix what's wrong now. At least I'll check through the tutorial so far if I missed some spot, misspelled something. I tried to use some of my original custom naming conventions. Maybe I missed something there. But this game, unlike the let's say 2D tutorial basic one like dodge the creeps, like this one, so in this tutorial the behavior in the game is, let's say, well, this game is finished and it's now set to work on controller, but it has also its own music. If I press start on controller, I can control it with the D-pad. There's the music playing. Then I can restart. So there are different approaches here with this game, with this project, and shoot 'em up. Shoot 'em up tutorial implements more elaborate game mechanics, game logic, game design. And this one, but this one, Dodge the Creeps, demonstrates different approach of, let's say, player movement and also the game design overall. While if I compare them, okay, let's run the let me run this and compare it to there's the creeps, different resolutions. So shooter, simple movement on the of the player character. Come on, don't do that ever again. I wanted to stretch, maybe scale up the game. So simple, just animation going left, going forward, but the enemy movements are, let's say, and implementation of the whole enemy wave is more elaborate than the Dodge the Creeps, which well, let's say the difference is that in the Dodge the Creeps animation is characters are pointing direction, imitating like walking around, while the shoot 'em up is just flying forward, but it appears like a reverse. So I want to fix it. That's the difference over there. And now, official intro is in this scene. This is where the official intro is performed. Got my script. Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is live recording session and rehearsal from Studio Lab at Doga. That's my place. I'll skip the part. It is a league for cancer, which is me, Eddy Cancer, or growing cancer production, like working titles. I'm Eddy, your host, who loves you the most, even you. And you're watching Eddy Does Internet of Capitalism show. But in this content format, we are in the learning mode, learning, growing. So it is the takeaway knowledge that keeps on giving, kind of edutainment vibe, let's say. No gaming yet during work days, restrictive gaming, adequate, maybe moderate gaming over weekends. More. I'll allow things to get out of hand over weekends with gaming content. And this was the intro, yeah. So it would be good to get to this section. Like this, more task-oriented overview. Scene. Ready for the adapting more the in-depth overview of what I'm doing. I gave it a good shot to make everything fits the screen, even that my display is 1080p and all shrunk into 720p video, but I use Windows Desktop Magnifier to get these things working. So I just need, the last thing is to update the title, stream description and category. I think my multi-stream service says I'm Minecraft, but no. Okay, okie doke. I didn't say for this stream intro, I didn't say that if you're watching long version, you can jump at the end of the stream recording to check the summary. That's how I do it, and I also, as soon as possible, trim the end of the video of the long stream, the summary section, into a standalone version, and that's how it goes. So let me just update one or two of these things. Meanwhile, Let's have this running. What was I doing? Yeah, updating the stream details. Stream info, day 9. Category game development, I like it. Be live. Day 9, save, creative category. I say that the selecting the category is very poor. It's not entertainment, it's blogs and like that. No, that save YouTube. No, it's not day 8, it's 9. YouTube, it's 9. Day 9. Well, I might just pin that to the chats, right? Twitch, where is my quick actions? Stream info, day 9, and it's not the Minecraft, it's the software and game development, let's say, because it doesn't have learning categories, so that's the closest I found so far for this type of content, that it's just not just chatting. No, I'm not chatting here. I pay attention to chat, but I let my attention slip from it to keep the progress here. So I said to myself, what a wonderful idea to share the learning process, to encourage anybody who's curious. Don't waste time around dreaming, sleeping, wake up, learn, grow, learn interactively. Interactivity is not hitting emotes on social platforms. That's no zero interactivity. Learn interactive tools. That's learning today. It's not AI. AI is nothing. That's fakery. Complete. Create with your hands. You need to grow. That's growing you as a capital. Okay, I said I'll pin the message also. Can I do that? Day 9, cool. Over here, delete this message and pin this message. Pin, Twitch, hit enter, pin, throw, hit, unpin this, throw, unpin it, yeah, remove, and this, pin that, yeah, pin it, also paste YouTube, pin the message, pinning it, yeah, and now everybody knows what's going on. I use also Twitch stream markers so I can later easily jump through the sections of the video to chop it up. It will take some few moments until I sink in, zone in, and solve the issues that I have through this course. I really like when I got used to the Windows magnifier, I really like it, using it. I like how it looks for me, and also in the video it better follows the focus, keeps the focus on. This is the main page for Godot, our first game. So what I'll do here, actually, I'll go through these and keep an eye on my project. So what we had first is the player character. What I realized is that in this tutorial there are some pre-assumptions, and they did do few slip-ups. So it's better to come here prepared, go through the official documentation manual, getting introduced, so familiar, so you can solve your own on your own things. Don't expect your hand being guided, because none of these projects is a complete elaborate project and you make it your own. Okay, I made a game. No. There are so many for a more polished project. There are so many additional game elements required to be implemented. At least to meet the current industry standards, service standards, modern gaming. Going through this to check, it's a great exercise, super great exercise. Like I say, they assume each next lesson, each next step in the tutorial, they assume you're familiar with previous step done, so you're supposed to replicate procedures without them telling you so. And some slip-ups appear on some places, and also I made it harder for myself, making custom labels, like in the tutorial player scene root node is player my is playa. So there are the differences I need to watch. For the user interface, what do we have here? My left click is disabled. Okay, highlighting, find mouse, cool. Right click blue, big mouse, extra large mouse pointer. And what's going on here? This what we're seeing is a first created scene, the player character, the ship. I I'm not moving elements in here, I'm just moving the, let's say, the view into the game area, on this scene, which hosts the player ship, image and sprite. So this shippo is actually a sprite 2D, like the tooltip reveals its type. And to move the view I use shift middle mouse button, so I can position the subject of observation into center, and mouse wheel zoom in closer. Why is this important? Because it was the first thing created in the game. Attached to this player ship here, if you follow my mouse, where I click here, there is a GD script attached to that, and the view switched to the script as I clicked on it. So here on the top, here in the top of the editor window, I use these buttons to switch between the script, the code, and also when it is zoomed like this, I click this thing distraction free to expand and collapse the side panel so I can see better the long lines of code from end to end. So this script here in the script view, that is now, we are watching the script view. To navigate through the scripts in the project, here is the list, this panel section. There should be a line delimiting here the tab, because if I click these tabs, they don't change the content here. So this section is independent. This is the scripts, open script files list. So scene selected will not open automatically attached script to the scene. So this tab is enemy bullet, but the script here, the code is for the player. If I want to see enemy bullet script, I should click this, and then it will change. So these are like tab controls to switch the content in the view, not these. These work for 2D and 3D. They change that. Just to clear that out. And to bring back the side panels inspector for the editor in the view mode, I again enable distraction free, actually disable the distraction free, because I need extra space for code lines on left and right. And this is to get myself sink into this to get my bearings for next steps. So I should double check the implementations done through few steps. I like these type of exercises because it's very rewarding. Sense of achievement is present and undeniable. That's what I want. That's how I want to live in modern times, living urban life, using the modern tech, internet and so on, interactive tools. So I'll go through this code, and that is all for this section. Manually go into first step, project setup, 2D, that's cool. Download art, put it in the project. Stretching canvas, that's nice. Setting up the project, that's the project properties. And also right at the beginning, almost ahead of like premeditated step, is this input mapping in the project. That is actually project settings, input map, creating binding keys to actions up down. So actions are implemented by me, and labels for the actions, names of actions up, down, left, right. So they reference the binded keystrokes for cursor keys and WSD and spacebar for shoot. That's how that's performed there. And then the next step, I just hit here at the bottom next to go into step 2 or lesson 2, designing the player scene, constructing the node tree in that scene, and it says choosing the node. So here is the layout of the planning process, how to structure a scene for a player. So in some other languages or game engines or programming in general, there is a logical or code structure called class or an object. Here in the Godot engine, it is a scene. It is called a scene because it better relates to the idea of scripting, like as if we are telling a story, scripting a play, but this time with an interactivity. So if we are like in the setting up a movie or a screenplay, or at some points we need to build a character, and then maybe a scene around it. It depends what the moment in the story is, which message is we are supposed to relay. So here is the layout of the planning steps for the scene for the ship. I need to stop clicking because it's the magnifier centers on my click. Maybe I can disable that. That would be good. So if I click magnifier, bring it up, hit settings, disable the zoom, Windows key escape, hit these things, and then where is it? Ease of access, magnifier there. Yeah, turn on magnifier, zoom level, increments, full screen, enable magnifier to follow, mouse pointer. I can disable narrator cursor, text cursor, keyboard focus. So I'll disable keyboard focus. I don't want it to follow. Let me see if I now zoom in. Okay, so I don't control it. I don't control this. So I need to select mouse pointer so I can allow this. And if I click somewhere, okay, it doesn't jump around when I'm clicking. Can I double check that? For this example. So now I can click select and it won't move the screen. That's good. That's what I wanted. But I can still move the viewport around. That's good. Perfect. Finally. That's sorted. Okay, so Windows key escape to close that text cursor, key, change magnifier, keep the mouse pointer within the edges of the screen, cool, keep the text cursor centered on the screen, within the edges of the screen. Text cursor, okay, I'll keep this. Choose the modifier control plus modifier. Our readings, that's for the narrator combo. Narrator reading out loud, Windows reading loud. and also magnification. 40 minutes in the stream. Okay. So now I can actually be more even generous with zoom in, position with the cursor the viewport, and then just keep clicking and it won't move around. So to select which nodes to use, how to build a specific scene for specific use case, it's better to ask yourself, well, that's how they suggest, what is the intention, what's the use case, and then select adequate nodes by their utility specialization. So for this case we are using area 2D with the attached sprite 2D for the image. That's a programmatical placeholder for the image that will visually represent the player character, or in the her game logic, closer to the game logic, the ship. Okay, building the scene, and then here are the steps. Add the area 2D. I expect my the problem that I have arises in the code, in the script file, rather than in the visual editor side of implementation. But there are a few things that are a little bit too abstract for the way this tutorial has a tendency to demonstrate complex some simple things they want to implement from the player perspective are actually for a beginner complex. Here we set the sprites for the ship animation. That works fine for me. Okay, that's the rectangle shape. Collision detection is set. Exhaust animation. And animating that. Is there? Okay, there is no explanation about the animation of the ship here, but showing the booster animation. Okay. 2 frames, autoplay, on load. Set the speed by frame rate. Gun cooldown. So far everything implemented here is done with the user interface of the engine. I'll just zoom out 1 notch like this and just try to squeeze my screen a little bit like this. So what's been said over there? Player, if I check the inspector for the player node, what we see here is the, let's say on the right, in the property inspector, you can see this part, the section saying the cogwheel icon player.gd. This speed property and cooldown is referring to a player GD script like this, and I need to click it, select it to reveal it. So those things in the property refer to these this keyword, this what is said, what's this supposed to say, what's the reference? We're exposing this variable of the player scene implemented in the script code into the inspector. So here's that speed variable and cooldown. Well, maybe it could be unfortunate that here the inspector shows the names capitalized and without underscore, but they exactly refer to these variables. I can double check that this way. If I comment out this line, then I get here a notification that cooldown is used later in the code, but it's never declared. And it's still showing here in the scene. So maybe if I change scene to bullet and back to cooldown, I still have the cooldown showing. Maybe let me double check if I reload the project intention. Let's say reload. Will it be still a little bit? It should disappear from the inspector properties over there. So for the player scene, 2D, player node, it turns out as if the whole script is invalidated. You can notice here missing the side panel with the list of the scenes, but that's this little arrow key that expands this section. So if I click here to make sure I'm in the script for the player and do this, so at this point complete script section is gone for the player in the property inspector. And if I fix it right away, like remove this, actually, okay, what just happened? Okay, so now it popped up right away. The script parts, exposed variables in the inspector. But if I comment it out and break the script, like invalidate it, it doesn't remove it from inspector, but if I do reload the project, it won't show because the script is invalid. But as soon as I uncommented, actually validated the script code, it reloaded here, refreshed the inspector tab with the properties and it revealed in the code. I don't know if is it a bug or what, it just takes some experience and getting familiar with the, well, let's say professional paid development tools and environments do those all these things reliable up to a point, and depending on what libraries, and let's say for Visual Studio Code it depends what extension is used and how many, and the performance on computer, how efficiently does it do refactoring the code in real time or periodically, and so on and so on. In modern times we have pretty fast computers that can do all those things nearly real time, but many workflows actually are dependent on the moment opening the editor, the development environment interface, and then it loads all the references and goes through all the definitions, declarations, macros, and what are they called, that help the code hints, code completion hints, and so on, interactivity inside the code editor itself, and so on. Is it code sensing? There are a few terms that are used for the same actually functionality or similar. And I know that so to keep it going, I know that quite a lot of my implementation works up to a point. So what should I do? Should I keep going coding the player? Okay, let's see. Area 2D. In this section we take the I was told to take the mapped input, store it in this variable to use it, and it's important to note that input get vector is a method that takes these two parameters for x if you are considering the 2D space, 2D plane, two-dimensional, and this one refers to the vertical y axis, and we should know that coordinate system of the display is zeroed at the top left, 0, 0, and then going down and to the right positive values. So moving up is negative values and moving left is negative values. So I'm passing here the actions defined in input control. So left right is horizontal axis, and pressing key left, I'm passing the left command to this method that takes a value between 0 and 1 as a negative value. So they are more like a analog controls boolean, pressed or not pressed, 0 or 1, or it is pressed, or we have a true or let's say 0 or 1 pass to this value, pass to here, which would represent that input vector will get the direction whether we are going. The vector is pointing, which way vector is pointing? Positive value. So the combination of these give a vector a direction, and then we can translate to input that is used in calculating position of the ship. So if I run a game, playing a game, and press WSD for directions, that would be, that is handled with this position is built-in, is a built-in property of a node we are using for a ship, and the position we are changing it in the function process delta, which is also built-in method of a nodes. The process delta code is executed every frame, let's say, and as the process frame code is executed, the result is being drawn at the end when the process all code instructions evaluated and performed. The result gets sent to the drawing routines and they do it. So what at the end of at the completion of the implemented instructions in the process delta, the position resulting last position state will actually go and be applied to the screen element, like player ship. That's what I understand, that this position at this moment in code execution, it will not update until the result is completed when at the last instruction of the process delta, or a return, implicit return from the function. So whatever at that moment is in the position, value in the position for a given node, that will be taken into consideration to draw that element on screen. So if there are more operations on the position, like for example in actual implementation, here is the player script. Is it? Yes, it is. And here are the two instructions being performed with the position, and it's not that each time it's called here, I'm guessing, educated guess it's that the position is updated at this point and then in this point. I think that the last value here, here is the point when the function call with the execution continues, and that's when the last state of position is taken into the drawing screen updating routine. Otherwise it would probably impact performance. Just need to get a sip of water. I know it's Friday, you want some have fun, but best fun for me recently is creating and learning. Especially with this, I really wanted to get my hands on some simple, straightforward interactive tool like Godot engine, which is for me best entry points, as it is single executable for all I need up to this point. Now I'm going through these basic tutorials to exercise, get familiar with the Hey Nepal live on the YouTube. How are you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Have you been here before? What's going on over there? Where are you at? Where are you coming from? I just need something is taking my attention at the moment away. Sorry, I didn't notice earlier. On these content types with these subject topics, I do let my attention slip away from stream. But it seems for me that I don't know, 70-80% of people who are in the live stream chats just want to see what will happen with the alerts and overlays, where they get some drop. For this content type, I don't do any fancy streaming effects. I record like this live during live stream, because this way I get a video updated instantly. I don't need to record, edit, do a script. I rehearse live, do it live, and then later maybe trim off some bits. I don't make a script. How will I do it? Because I don't know where I'll do it. But each time I know that at the end, in a couple hours of stream, at the end, when I also do a recapitulation summary of the stream, there is always something to take away. My streams are like too long, didn't read, but I don't know. I from my experience in life, if I always take that approach, too long didn't read, I go away with nothing. Better double check that fine letter on the bottom. I guess that is taken care of now. So I don't have a problem with the player ship. I have a problem with I'll not explain everything in detail what I've done in previous step. I just took some time to get my bearings. Bullets also work fine. So I'll go to the next step. Shooting, that also works. That's cool. I might just have actually on my end all those no, not the player. I'll select the main scene, hit F6. There's a problem with this tween. I didn't implement it properly. So my boat, my ship does take bullets, but it doesn't kill me. Where can I add this so you can see it? Maybe squeeze it like this just so there is something running. This is what I mean, interactive learning tool. It doesn't have to be a game. You don't need... I think the Tesla uses Godot for user interface. to develop user interfaces for their cars, let's say. You can do a business app or some other type of application for the internet, or export it as a Android or iOS Linux desktop application. So where am I in the code? Can I try maybe do this with my so maybe do even this, collapse that. Okay, like this, so I may even fit more stuff and have on this side game animation visible like this, and I can go through the code and we see, and that's good demo, good showcase for the stream. And I might even make this larger proportionally. While having a Windows magnifier on. So what is this code? This is main scene. Did I skip something? Can I go back? Previous step, what was the adding to the player? Adding to the player shooting. Shooting. I'll just squeeze this like this. So when I go like this, near the top, I can scroll in the view these cool buttons next. So main scene implementation here could be something. Here could be the step where I messed something up. That could be the point. Creating background, I've done that right, but here it doesn't say. I have a feeling, well, it's obvious that the animation, it looks like ship is traveling backwards. How would I fix that? Let's say if I want to fix that backward animation. Add a sprite to the child, name sprite background, and add a texture. This image has 2 frames, that's cool. So that handles the stretching of the image across the whole screen. Region stretches the image to the size of the screen. Under texture, change repeat to enable. Now add the player to the screen. Okay, adding the player node, animating background. We can make the scene more dynamic by animating background. We could do this in code, region rectangle for every frame. But in this example, it is animation player is used. A node animation player is used as child of main. So there are a few things here. So I got this animation setup, added new animation, says scrolling. Scroll, set the length to 2 and toggle the loop and autoplay. Animation work by adding tracks that represent properties I want to control in timeline of the player. You'd like you'll add keyframes that define what value you want the property to have at a particular time. So we can add keyframes to the animation by clicking key icon that now appears next to every property inspector. Make sure the scrubber, the blue icon on the timeline, is at 0. Select the background and click the key next to region rect. That will create the track. Drag the scrubber to time 2 and change the Y value property to 64. So if I check that in my code, so for the main scene in 2D background, we do have here animation, and for the background animation, texture, region, oh, it's animation player. Okay. Okay, so did I do this? Hey, for the Becca, welcome. How are you doing? So in the animation, great to hear that. Now my heart's in place. I can name the new animations scroll and remove the censorship from the camera. Okay, this is our in. I might just for a second stretch my legs and pull down my underwear from the waist. Okay. Where are we at? So there is a animation on the animation player node. Cool. An animation player is actually animating other properties. So I set the timeline at 0 and then select the background. So I animate a node, property of a background node. Root node is made. I'm not animating that. And so if I, let's say if I remove this track, can I right click it and okay, I can trash it. Let's say I trash this and see if I know to do it. How would I do it myself? So in the animation player, go here. Where is the scrubber? Come on, scrubber, don't be like that. Is there a snap property set? No. And where is the animation? Manage animations. I got the scroll. Okay, scroll is up there. I need a scroll animation. So I'll just undo what I've done previously. So where is this reset? I redo. Okay, in the reset there is an animation track. What is that? What does the reset mean? Maybe it's just something built in. I didn't add that myself. So I need here animation scroll and I throw it away. And now the background is not moving. That's cool. So I've got scroll edit. I click background and under here rect. I add a key at 1.0. What? Blue indicator on timeline set to 0, select background and click the region rect. I want to create new track. Okay, and at time 2 add change Y property and click another keyframe. So where's my editor? Here. So background at 0, add this. So how many reset tracks? Only one. So I move the scrubber. Come on, scrubber. To 2. Change Y. It is vertical, yeah. 64. Hit enter and keyframe that. Can I reverse the order? Is there an order somewhere? No. So following their instructions, this is the way the animation works. Flying backwards. And how do I make this work in the other direction? Enables edit region node, so that's probably in the player. Loop. What are these properties? Update node. Interpolation. Loop wrap. Bezier. Group tracks. So I can play it backwards here, but animation properties. Reset pace. Move first, select a key to cursor, delete, go next step, apply, bake, optimize, clean up. Okay. Enable obvious skinning, I don't need it. Two-step different force white modulate includes, so pin animation player. And where's the animation direction? Length. Inspector property for the background just shows the keyframe, it doesn't contain animation properties, but animation player. Movie quit on that. Root node. Script. Background. Maybe I'm just not feeling the space, traveling through space normal, but hey, Isn't this going backward? Maybe it's because I've created the sprite the wrong way. Offset texture. No, I'm not gonna keyframe it. Texture resource. Local to scene, center, offset, flip region. X, Y. Did I miss some of the... Did I miss a step in preparing the background before animating it? Wait. Width of 4320. 64 by 64. Offset, set center to off. Region turn enable on. 320. And that's all. That's the whole background, setuping the background steps. So we got the offset, region, texture, repeat on, centered off, offset, wait, offset. So, yeah, okay, just at the offset center is off, that's off. Region turn enable on. So offset centered is off. Region enabled on. And it's not high 320, it is 360, it's 320. And it's still moving backward. I didn't expect much. Positions under, no, not transform, but texture, filter, repeat, enable. Yeah, rect width, height to 320. Enabled on. Well, I guess I don't know the universe. Going backwards. I did give it a shot, try to get the animation work the other way. I won't waste any more time on this. It does work as instructed. You know what I'll do? This is what I'll do. Can we do this? Then, so if I, for the background, the scroll animation, if I trash this, and for the region Y, was it region Y? And the rectangle, so if I set at 0, 64, at Y at 0 time, in timeline, and say add the keyframe here, create that, and move to 2, and here say 0, and add that keyframe. What I should get is now it doesn't scroll. Well, not this, something is wrong. Trash it again. In the background. Add this. So if I change this at this point 64, it's cut off here, so it should be no, it should, well, repeat. Where is the repeat? Region enable, texture, repeat enable. Why is it 64 pixels off offset? Because an offset is 0. Do I offset it on Y minus? Can it be minus 64? It's even going further up. So it doesn't do. Why is it not repeating? Come on, repeat, do repeat. Or I change the rectangle size. Wait. Region enabled, disable, enable. I'll get to bottom of this. And the transform, it's the position. Why would I change position? Should I do it? No. If I change position of it like that, that doesn't work. So 0, position 0, and rectangle. So what is this for the rectangle? The region of the atlas texture display region should be true. And for the coordinates, tooltip value, can this be minus 64? No, cannot be negative. So if it's 0, hey, very cool, huh? Is this because it's not 360, 320? Oh, okay, rectangle 360. What's going on? Did I set the wrong? Right at the start, did I set the window? So this should be 340, is it? Right at the get-go of the project. So if I hit this home project setup, 2D downloading, yeah, it's 320 and 640. 480, 640, 320. Okay. Can I move this back here? Like that. What's this? So it's 320, the whole project all together. That's good. 480, 640, 480, 640. Setup. For 80, 640, yeah, that's good. And I jump back, changing background, and this might start making more sense. So unlike just reading the code to see if I misspelled something in the code, I also need to go through the properties. And so this is good exercise, as I know what my project consists of, where are they main, how to align elements like background to the game window. And in this case for animation sake. So I'm getting things here in order. So if I say 320 for this thing, but this should work better now. I'll just double check, reload the current project, save, close. Now now the settings should match. If I run the main scene, so now the main project settings are applied and the texture is showing as it should. I don't need output, but I do need animation. And for the, I've got the scroll. Go to background. We don't need, I don't need this. Close that. I'm watching you. And now, here I might say, at this point I might say, do this. So, region rect 64, keyframe that, yeah, create a reset track, go to move the scrubber, the playhead to 2, change this to 0, apply and keyframe that, and we got that sorted out. There you go. That's how you do it. Controlling the values in the keyframes, which are key to animate. You can just, animation is just, I just spilled the glass of water and the real world forces animate the water up to the floor. And that's the direction, starting point, where I turn the glass towards down, starts. But if I flip the frames in the real world of as the forces are applied, if I swap the frames or the values, I might get that water animate back into the glass. Like in this case, get the proper. So great exercise, great exercise. Learned like something like, oh, how do I do this? Well, just flip that. If it sets 0 to 64, maybe the other way, 64 to 0. So that is what sometimes these tutorials don't take in consideration. But as I'm stubborn and persistent, I'll fix it. Make it awake. And 1 hour, hour and a half in stream, I need to hit a stream marker because we are going into the short retro break, chiptunes, high voltage SID tunes, Commodore 64 music from high voltage SID collection. In the following scene, like this. Enjoy. Be back in a moment. Just need to get blood going back into my behind. way back, way back. Gently getting back into the learning course on the learning direction. Cooling down this super cool chiptunes. Chiptunes MTV is off. Back to the working mode. Get the show soundtrack on. Rate this chiptune track to 3. It's not boring, but it's not super cool. Hit the stream marker. Yep, everything fine. I can continue. My squeaky table. Okay, so sorted out that animation. Cool. I'm really happy because of that. Now it makes more sense. And let's shoot these guys down. Okay, F8, close that. Stop this, and now back to the... So, nearly 2 hours, okay. 1 hour 40 minutes in stream. I'm still fixing the kinks from the previous stream, the implementations during the previous stream for this project. Plastic shoot 'em up. I got the animated background scrolling direction. To my liking, sorted. And click here, next step. Enemies. This is a preparation step. So here for example, in this tutorial, we'll use the setting up the scene for the enemies. Okay, they're starting here. I like to suggest, you know, apply what you learned so far, so they do guide our hand up to a point. And let me see now what happened at what point. So here is the setup of the, going through the considerations for the node tree structure in the scene, what nodes to use for the task at hand, creating the enemy ships. Set the animation frames, horizontal animation frames to 4 in the properties. Collision shape, timer nodes 1 shot, and now animation player. Animation called bounce. I think I've sorted this right. For the so the enemy sprite animation, animation player. What am I animating? Go through the zoom like this. I got only 1 frame. Sprite 2D. Here could be something done wrong. Collision sprite 2D. I should be animating a sprite. Okay, we are animating sprite property. Why is this not? Why don't we have a play and nothing playing? This track. Oh, it's a. I need a bounce. Okay, bounce animation. I played. They're bouncy. Cool. That's cool. I'm just checking the audio levels. I might just cool down the background, the music. Now I don't have a means to check here. Is my animation properly implemented? It's a 1 second long. Fit the panel, okay. And what is implemented here is a different parameter. It's the animation frames, which is here, animation. I will stop it. But you can also see the way animation frames are changing, and that refers to the sprite sheet of the image. So we can see there are 4 images, each 16 by 16. These things here, and the property animation frame. Is there an offset? No. Anyway, the setup for this guy, where is the... Okay, when creating animation with this add new animation, there is a workflow to import animation sprite sheet to animate it, and defining the size of each animation frame, meaning which part of the whole sprite sheet image, which is one single image, how much does it need to skip, actually move to the next image that will be displayed. So there is a grid moment. Could I reproduce that? Let's say if I throw away animation, edit animation, where is the animation? Oh, it's not that I just remove the track. I need to actually destroy this animation from the list of animations. So if I check here, manage animation, so here they are. So if I say here, for example, delete it or save it, I might rebuild it, but I will not do that. I'll see if I can go further and find the other issue I'm having. It's with the way the enemies move on the screen. So this is properly done. And okay, so there is another animation track which is explosion. That is, I think, called in a code to display the animation. This one, if I set to explode, and I'm not happy with this one. Looping. I'm not happy with it, with its implementation. Frame. So let me see if I can re-implement this. So for the explosion, so add another animation called explode, set its length of 04 seconds. Change the sprites to texture explosion, cool 16 by 16. I've got that set already. There are more frames here than the previous animation. So how many frames are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and is this the sixth one? Like nothing. Maybe I do a calculation quick, like just to double check the logic by math. Divide 96 by 16. That will give me 6. Yeah, okay, that's arithmetically 16. Or analogically 16, so for the horizontal frames, since the sprite sheet is laid out horizontally, 1 vertical frame, 6 horizontal frames. That's nice. What is the frame? Okay, so let's see. Let's see. So change the sprite texture to that. It is 04 length. Now keyframe frame to 0 at time 0 and to 5 at time 04. Play the animation to see it in action. So if I, let's say, trash this frame animation, trash this, and at 0, I animate frame here. So set 0 to 0 and hit OK. I add a keyframe that will create this frame, but frame frame 0 at 0. Why do I get animation loop? We don't need to loop. Stop, go back. So keyframe. That, and at 5, so I guess I'm move at 04. What is it? What did I say? 5 at 04. Come on, playhead, move with me. So here I say 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 0 0 0 1 2 3 4 5 and keyframe that. Yeah. What's the timestamp? So 3 minutes ago, I'm Mary Dev over there. Sorry to hear that sad story. I don't care. At my point in life, none of those points raised in your comment mean anything to me. I've passed all those stages in life. I write my own screenplay. I don't need any there's no measuring stick for what I'm doing and where I'm going. I use Godot. Yeah, I took this tool. I didn't have time to reinvent the wheel. Writing raw machine code that, like you say, like you raise the question, doesn't work. This is an interactive tool to get something faster up and running. I raised 2 kids, spent lifetime in the other industry. Now I'm ready for the new horizons. Don't have time to waste on, I don't know, reminiscing about the past and social measured successes or failures. Big waste of time. Doesn't help. I guess learning some new skill helps much more and makes brings in the feeling of achievement. I do like raw code, but not on Windows. Maybe in Linux. But I don't have time at the moment. At this point, don't have time for that. Not efficient, time efficient. I guess we don't buy cars in kits. We buy the whole car already assembled. We don't drive personal vehicles and build the road as we go. There is already road made, so let's not waste time about the arguments whether the raw code, machine code is this or that, or this is better. While we waste time considering the performance, new hardware is coming out, making all our arguments irrelevant on the performance side. Kids are gaming on handhelds, clueless about what's going on under the hood. I'll take my attention this way to the workspace. And let me see. Real man. How old are you? Real man. Real man went out of the cave and built civilization. And now we are going through the technology degradation by the pleasure of convenience, not leaving the comfort zone. Thank you. Thanks, Ken. Thanks, bro. Mary Dev, thanks for stopping by. But that's all. The discussion is always like on standby on back burner for I don't know what reason. But what's that? What's the point? What am I doing? I'm trying to get this animation. Looking like something that makes sense. What if I set in this keyframe this? So what would happen then? Not even that. So that keyframe is set to 5. Inset keyframe, copy, delete keys. Well, value 5, can I maybe say value 4? So let's see this. Choof. What's... Do I need to fix this tutorial again? Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe it's also other way around. So maybe here is 5 and no. So here is this frame. It's 0. And at point this is 5. How about that? So what would happen now? Why do I get this? What's this line supposed to say? Pow, 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 pow. No changes here. Okay. I guess here I slide. So 0, 5 and... But this is the curve animation. The track key edit. Okay. I'll just undo this, undo that, like this. I keep it like it is. I blame the author of the tutorial. Let me double check who's saying what here. Since this image has a different number of frames, okay, define the H frames, horizontal frames to 6, cap that at 6. Now keyframe frame to 0 at time 0 and to 5 at time of 4. Play the animation. Well, cool. Enemy script. Let's see this. Time, where is this? Inspector, going here, inspector. Explode. Frame 5. So play. Frame 5, play 0, 5, 0, 5. Frame call. Frame coordinates. Okay. Well, there we go. Okay, the enemies will spawn. So enemy script. Let's see let's switch to that. Enemy script. Close the animation. Enemy script GD of the enemy. We'll close that. So entering the script section. Do I maybe do this? Maybe I do this, huh? Should I do this? Not go too far up. Just so I can do the comparison side by side, even with zoom, even with magnifier on. And maybe push this way. So if I scroll to bottom, I need just a little bit of this, like this. And we're ready. I press up, go up. Go up. Oh, page. Okay, enemies. So okay, setting scene, enemy script. Enemies will spawn at top of the screen. Okay, random at so the description, the game design, they will spawn on top of the screen. After a random amount of time, they'll descend towards the player. Start position vector 2 0, speed 0, screen size, viewport. Oh, here might be something. Okay, do I change? No, I'll leave my viewport rect size on ready. I'll keep my implementation as it is. The start position variable is going to keep track of enemy's starting position so that after it moves, it can return to its original position. We'll set it when the enemy is spawned and we call it start function. So on the bottom of my script, I implemented the start. Said position X minus position Y, vector 2, that's cool. Start position is POS. If I jump home or go up, so the naming convention is the same, I like it. What's next? Await, okay, so await get tree create timer. Round F range, random F range 025, comma 055, and issue a timeout. And then, so I'll just bring this line into here, create a tween variable, and I'll introduce a empty line break here. So creating a variable tween to keep track of with that variable create tween, set transition tween trans back. Set whatever. What's the set trans? What is this? Let's check the documentation. Transition type sets the default transition type for property tweeners and method tweeners animated by tween. If not specified, the default value is linear. Method tweener, create tween. What does it have? Tween description, cool. Method, jump few pages. Set tweeners, methods, tween. Tween with mode, tween, signals finished, okay. Enumerations. Physics are the bound, process, transition type, linear sound, elastic. The bounds, spring. back tween back. The animation is interpolated backing out at ends. Trans back. The animation is interpolated backing out at ends. Backing out. Okay, tween property self. So in the code, enemy in the code, self, tween property y, position y, okay, start position y, comma 1.4, await tween finished. Move timer, wait time, move timer start, 520, start, shoot timer, wait time, run def range 4,20, start, okay. When we spawn our enemies, we'll call this function and pass it a position vector. Okay, okay, okay. Note negative value y. Connect both of the timer's timeout signal. On timer timeout. And what? Both timeout signals. So shoot timer, so enemy script, move timer, shoot timer, move timer, shoot timer. So shoot timer I get, and it's on timer timeout, but it is I guessed that it should be on move timer timeout. What other timer there is? Move timer start, so speed equal range 7,100, 75,100 to timeout. So if I check the scene for enemy and the signal at the node for there's no other timer. What timer should I connect? There's slipped that over there. So in the code for that, what's the shortcut? Control Shift F11. Control Shift F11 does that perfect. I like it. Allah. I like it a lot. So they slipped probably that timer. What timer? Timer. Where is your move timer? Both timers. I will not even go double check again. I'll just go through, see what they intended, and then implement whatever they misspelled or skipped actually showing in the tutorial, in the instructions. Well, it's again 2 hours in. I might hit a marker just to know it's 2 hours in. I'll cut these streams in the shorter bites, at least an hour around something. Where can I trim the extra unimportant bits off? So the shoot timer, on shoot timer there is even further implementation. Wait time range for shoot timer start. Okay, what could be is that we never got the move. We never started moving these guys. That could be the fact. We can start moving when the timer runs out, and we'll also shoot, but we haven't made a bullet, so that part will come. Now that we change the speed, we can move using it. Okay, we change the speed. We change the speed, and in the process delta right here. Oh, I never added, I'm not increasing the position, it sits there the same. Okay, it goes, I guess it might be moving, right? No, they're just sitting there, so tween, cool, great, and then screen size, start position. Let's try now, F6. No, not the enemy, that's the single enemy instance. I need the main scene. F6. They bounce in. Will they start moving? They start shooting, and they start moving. Yeah, I got it all sorted out. Okay. I have my display, the TV that I use because it's big and doesn't strain my eyes, but it's a fake HD 1080p. It doesn't, the fonts, depending on the fonts, maybe I should calibrate the windows, between those display calibration for font legibility. So some pixels on fonts kind of are smudged. It might be that the video, you can also see in the video, but it's because it's also scaled. There's some scaling on the video, but most of stuff you can read. But I did try to kind of speed up last time. So most stuff is fixed. Cool. Loving it. Time to treat myself with some delicious tobacco. Okay, with this done, now I'm actually getting more comfortable, even more comfortable with all this, as I will actually do next thing. On the enemy screen, in the enemy scene, Control Shift F11, I will bring in now the animation for explosion. And what I'll do, I'll actually implement, just like for the bounce animation, I'll here implement keyframes for each of these. And get the actual animation for the explosion. So at 01, give me the inspector, animate the frame, and not animation mixer, animation player. I need the, well, I'm animating, okay, frame. So at point 1, frame 1, keyframe that, point 2, frame 2, keyframe that. Did you do it? Like that. Point 3, this thing, keyframe that, and 04. So 3, no 35, 03, 3, 035, 04 is 5, 1, 05, 01, 15, 16, so, let me do some quick calc here. Little bit of calculation. So for the duration of animation, there's even the can I change here the value 4 and will it respect my wish? Can I edit this property for this frame? Can I change it to 4? And if I now run the main scene, F6, and now that all makes now more sense. And they could have just written, so there was a hint, like you'll see that everything is off, so I don't know, we don't know what you'll do. People, eh? So that's sorted out. I didn't expect my hand being guided. I expected this from previous experience with these tutorials. And I've noticed from my own experience, if I complain this doesn't work, of course it doesn't work. If I'm expecting to just go through tutorial and say, oh, mission accomplished. No, I want to understand why is that there implemented, whichever way. Let me double check the enemy script code. Have it in, keep it in sight. Control Shift F11. Process delta. That's sorted out. Then explode. Now the speed isn't 0, we'll see the enemy move down the screen. When it goes off the bottom, we'll start it all over again. We've already written code in bullet scene that calls explode on the enemies it hits, so let's add that too. And now the explosion implementation. Explode, speed 0, don't move when you're dying. Play animation explode, that's cool. Deferred monitoring false. That means no more colliding, right? And died. Emit 5, so is that score points? The next part will be real interesting. Custom user interface. Await animation player, animation finished. Okay, that's cool. Cue free, perfect. Love it. I'll just remove this line. Not too many empty lines. Just enough. Let's have some order in the code. Signal died. Added the signal at top of the script that I got. Signal died. Cool. Okay. Slow this down. Hey, cool Vogue Dev, how are you doing? Thanks for helping that goal being achieved, just like somebody yesterday did it. How are you doing over there on Twitch? Where am I at? So this all already went through previously, and I've made so again in this session sure that it works, which is super cool. So that works. So in the main, give me the main. Can I see the script of main? Extends area 2D bullet scene preload. Okay, this is not this script, so I need to manually switch to the main like that. What we have here. So preload enemy. That's this bit on top over there. Watching this. Reminding myself of what's done. This is a little bit more elaborate example tutorial with some hiccups along the way. I made it work. Okay, I'll clear the empty lines just for the sake, just so I'm not idle sitting here. So ready, spawn enemies. Yeah, spawn enemies. That's all sorted and working real nice. Died, connect on died. That's cool. So add child E start position, connect died. This makes 27 enemies. 3 times 9, okay. In 2 loops, 9 times, 3 times 9 loops. And here then in the bottom we can go on enemy died, value score plus value. On enemy died connect, died. Score plus value on enemy died value. He died connect on enemy died. So we get the in the enemy script there is a signal emitted died, and in the explode we emit over the signal pass to the emit 5, but it's in the code. So could that be that okay, so we also make sure to connect the died signal of each, so we need to create that function. We don't have any way to display the score yet, but we'll get to do that soon. We'll make them shoot. They are shooting, that's implemented. So what they didn't mention here, that we are passing, that we are here receiving the value from the signal. Probably the points added to the accumulated to the score, and that's been taken into account in the okay, this is the main, this is the enemies in the GD here, main GD, main script for the main scene. Here is the value sent by died. Yeah, emitted signal died, passing value 5. We don't have a way. Okay, I can go next. Enemy bullet scene, yeah. I hope you like the presentation. I hope you can read everything. I was thinking about doing the tutorial. Does it make sense? Nobody can read it if it's 1080p full screen. Everything seems like too super small. But this feels more better presentation, so you can track as I use the Windows magnifier, and the engine itself, the editor, fits good. It can fit even smaller resolution. It's all usable. It's not clamping in any weird way. And in bullet scene I went through this. Maybe I could just... So anyway, bullet scene, make a new scene just like every other thing before. And straight to the script, so they didn't guide our hand for enemy bullet, but in the script we got these things like position equal position. On process delta it is the speed times delta, the plus, increasing the y value, the horizontal, animating horizontally. Vertically actually, pardon, and that works all well. And go getting okay. I even so if area entered void queue free, so on area entered if area name equal player queue free. So freeing what? Oh, bullet is being released. Okay, cool, that's real nice. Adding shooting to the enemy, that's also implemented. So in the enemy script I'm doing the double checking and also exercising like comprehension of the given implementations. Otherwise this would all be a waste of time if there is no comprehension. Read and comprehend. Will you please? Will I? Okay, bullet scene, preloading, shooting to the enemies, so we're preloading the resource, the bullet scene in the code. That's nice to know. Update the shoot function. Okay, make sure that that is on shoot timer timeout. B bullet instantiate get tree. Root add child B. Okay, that's the B for one single bullet instance. Start position. Position passed to it. Position is of the what is this script? This is enemy. So the property of enemy scene position is passed to the bullet start method. Great. Wait time is so shoot timer is for the who's shoot timer? Shoot timer timeout. So this is enemy cooldown, or I guess cooldown for enemies, but they have a variable shoot timer that that's not just a simple cooldown. It's more widely generalized shoot timer cooldown in intention. Okay, play the main scene, done it. Okay, and this is where I left off yesterday. The last main piece of our game is the user interface. UI, we need a way to show the player the score, and I need to check that audio and the stream is behaving normally. Great. And to show the player the score and repeating here the text. Another information: to do this we'll use a variety of control nodes. The nodes Godot provides for building UIs. Okay, UI scenes. Start the scene with the margin container and name it UI. Okay, Control Shift F11. Bring this in scope. I'll switch to 2D for convenience. Which way do I expand? I will just give myself more workspace here. So if that's too much, like this, because my screen edges, magnified screen edges, are sensitive to proximity. New scene. So other node is the margin. Margin container, is that just that, right? Margin container, yeah, cool. Margin, and call it F2 to enter edit mode UI. Okay, let's see what's next. Containers are control nodes that are designed. Margin container. Containers are margin control nodes that are designed to control the size and position of their children. Using them makes it easier to position and move control nodes without having to do it manually. Using them, it is easier to position and move control nodes without having to. Okay, this is nice. This is good. Margin control container. The margin container makes sure its children don't get too close to the edge. In the inspector, under team override constant, set all 4 margin values to 10. In the inspector, under team overrides, so for this, okay, this So theme for this node, which is part of theme overrides UI, showing margin container property in the inspector. Constants. Can I link them? No offset. So theme override constants. All four margin values to 10. They might be linked, huh? 10. And now they are enabled, okay. Top wide. Set anchors to the top wide preset. So anchor. Top wide. Is this the thing? Yep, this is the top wide. Oh, I really like working like this. It fits this workflow and streaming also. And next we'll add an HBox container. This type of container organizes its children horizontally. Sweet. Under that, add a texture progress bar. So does it go under as a child or just below it? HBox container. So back to here, and I can only add a child node, which is HBox container. So horizontal. So I guess child node of that would be a texture progress bar. Texture progress bar. So I guess that container will manage horizontally. So this is the thing. Under that, add a texture progress bar, which will represent our ship's shield level. Name it shield bar. Okay. Shield bar. Very convenient. Unfortunately, that's not a good. There's not a good image in the art pack to use for a. So I'm supposed to save. Can I save this? Okay, this image, 2 images. Take these 2 images. Okay. Save this. And save it to maybe I could just, do I just drop them? Why don't I just, where is the project? Effects, items, user interface, How about that? So I just grab it and drop it here, How about that? And this one. Take this and drop it here. Bar foreground, bar background. Just drag and dropping. That's the 2024 drag and drop. So the provided at the beginning of the tutorial zip pack, the pixel mini pixel art pack doesn't have adequate, so they provided here in this paragraph 2 images. So in texture selection, drag the foreground image to the progress and the background image to under texture. Represent name is shield. Unfortunately there is a glitch, so One is green and the other is white outlines. Save them in your project folder. In the texture section, drag the foreground image to the progress